I'm going to give you the details of the QIDI A580 Cirrus SR22 520mm gyro ready to fly plane. This is a sport plane. I looked up the actual plane and it says it's the BMW of sport planes. So let's take a look at this. In the box, you get the plane, you get one flight battery, you get a transmitter. It's 5-channel mode, mine is mode 2. Now the manual shows a mode 1 as well, so I'm guessing that you could probably get it in a mode 1 as well as a mode 2. You get one USB charging cable, you get one spare prop, you get a screwdriver, you get an Allen wrench, you get a battery hatch plastic pry bar, which comes in really handy, so you're not having to squeeze that thumb to open the battery compartment up because it snaps in place. And you get the instruction manual. All right, so the specs, it's a QIDI A580 is the model number. It comes in blue or green, optional colors. It's made out of EPP foam, which is the most durable foam I've come across. The length is 390 millimeters. The wingspan is 520 millimeters. A 4-channel plane, has throttle, aileron, elevator, and rudder control. The specified takeoff weight is 99 grams, sub 100 gram, very lightweight plane for the wingspan. All right, so specs on the motor. It says it's a 15-gram brushless. I just put a slide caliper over it just to kind of guesstimate the size of the motor. To me, it looks like it's around a 1504. It has a 1.5 millimeter shaft. I do not know what the KV is. It specifies that it has a 10 amp brushless ESC. The prop on this one is actually labeled, which was nice for a change. It's a Gem Fan 4934 3-blade polycarbonate prop, and it has a 5 millimeter hub. The battery that it comes with, it's a 1S brushless system, is a 1S 3.7 volt 1000 milliamp hour LiPo. It specifies the flight time of 12 to 14 minutes. That's a pretty large capacity 1S LiPo, so it wouldn't surprise me if you were just cruising around with it, you would get 12 to 14 minutes. The transmitter is a 5-channel 2.4 gigahertz, mine is mode 2. Flight distance is listed as 200 meters, and of course these planes get really, really tiny. Got 200 meters. I typically keep my microplanes within 150 to 200 meters of myself. Good thing to do. Transmitter battery, it takes 4 AA batteries. Those are the only things that are not included. My aircraft weight. I weighed my plane. It was 83 grams. That's fully assembled, less the LiPo. The LiPo weighed 21 grams, so my all-up weight is just 104 grams. Extremely lightweight. I did charge the battery up fully and held it vertical and gave it full throttle, and it feels like it might have a little better than a 1-to-1 thrust to weight ratio. So I think you should be able to do some decent aerobatics with it, even though it's just a 1S brushless system. The LiPo has a flat white connector, and from what I can tell, the designation for that is a Molex 51005. So if you want to look up that connector to make sure that you've got additional batteries that'll connect to it, that is the nomenclature that I found for that flat white connector. It's referred to as a lossy connector. It's referred to as a Walkera connector. Most of the little 1S systems come with that type of connector. So it does have a SBUS and DSM port on the board that are supposed to be functional. After I have a flight session with the stock transmitter, I will be installing an SBUS receiver in it to see if I can bind up to it with my Radio Master TX16S. I hope that is functional, but we'll find out. All right, so on the assembly, the landing gear slots into the fuselage. The main wing is bolt-on. You need to connect the aileron servo and the LED wires from the main wing into the board before you bolt it in. And that is all there is for the assembly. It even came with the prop pre-installed on it. All the linkage was pre-installed. That's all that you have to do. Easy peasy. All right, here's a picture of the LED wires for the wing, and you can see it's just a 2-wire plug here, so this is the LEDs, and the 3-wire 3-pin plug here is the servo cable and connector for the ailerons. Okay, here's a picture of the board. So you can see one LED port right here, and then the open LED port is where you're going to plug that LED wire in from the main wing. You can see that the as we're looking at the board orientation here, just make sure that your hot wire for that cable coming off of the wing is on the same side as the one that's already patched in. You'll see over here, this is where the rudder and the elevator servos are connected. The open port right here is going to be for your aileron servo, and you can see which side the signal wires are on. Make sure that you put the plug into that port in the same orientation as the other plugs. Okay. And here is also a compartment that is just bolt on, where you can get to the servos for the elevator and the rudder. So it's nice that this board, and I really love the fact that they do this. They don't have these servos, built into the board. So if you decide to change the stock board with something else later on, you're not having to replace servos to do it, right? So the aileron servo and the elevator and the rudder servos are all standalone servos and are not built into the gyro receiver ESC board. So that makes it a lot easier to modify this later on if, say, I don't know, I wanted to make it a 2S instead of a 1S system. So nice that they did that. These guys really, I've had a couple of their planes so far to review, and they really think this stuff out pretty well before they go to market with it. All right, so the motor is one of these typical brushless motors that you see on these microplanes. It has a tri motor mount, 3 bolts that are holding it in. You can see the little flat white connector here, the lossy connector for the Molex connector for the battery, for the 1S battery. Okay, so the motor has a 1.5 millimeter shaft. Now, I think I haven't taken the prop off of it. The prop has a 5 millimeter hub. Okay, so it's a standard 5 millimeter hub prop, which is great because I've got all kinds of props I could use with this. It's not a proprietary prop. So this is a call-it type adapter, and if it's like the call-it type adapters that I already have that are designed for a 1.5 millimeter shaft, and I think this one is the same way. It goes from a 1.5 millimeter shaft motor shaft to a 3 millimeter prop shaft, and then it has a set of spacers that come with the spare prop. So I think the spacer takes it from 3 millimeter to 5 millimeter, so a standard prop will work with it. Okay, so you're going all the way from a 1.5 millimeter to 5 millimeter. So, and it's nice and smooth. I didn't have to balance this prop when I ran it up. It was nice and smooth. Okay, so here's everything that comes in the box except for the plane. Here's the spare prop. Here's the little plastic pry bar I was talking about that makes it really easy to open up the hatch for where the battery bay is located, so you're not having to squeeze the foam to pop it open. That really comes in handy. There's a set of spacers for the prop adapter. There's an Allen wrench in there. There's a screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, and a USB charging cable in there. Here's the battery. You can see the white connector on it. It's got a pretty long lead, 1,000 milliamp hour. The transmitter, the manual that comes with it. Okay, and then here's the information on the transmitter. Okay, so you've got your all of your trims, for your throttle, your rudder, your aileron, and your elevator. This is mode 2, so the aileron. So the throttle and rudder are on the left-hand stick, and the ailerons and elevator are on the right-hand stick. Your mode selection for your gyro is up here in the 3-position switch. I think that when it's pulled all the way forward, that is fully stabilized mode, 6G mode. And then in the center it says inverted mode. Now I am not sure what that means, other than if you put it in that center position and then you press the stunt button, if it goes inverted, Well, I'm just going to have to test it and see. Or if that is just like wind mitigation mode. I don't know. And then it says 3G mode. So I don't know if that's like a 3D mode. It says gyro assisted flight and 3G mode, which should be the least restrictive mode. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's like a 3-axis gyro, but it's not restrictive, that you could do rolls and loops and stuff with it. But we'll find out. We'll find out when we take it out and test it out with the stock transmitter. It has this button here, and I did test it to see if it would actuate the lights. You know, the LED lights come on by default. If you hold it down for more than 3 seconds, then it turns off the LED lights. I think if you quick press it, then it works as a stunt button. But we'll take it out and we'll fly it and make sure that that's the way it works. It is one of those deals where you need to power up the plane first, then power up the transmitter, and then you arm the motor by pushing the throttle stick all the way to the top and then all the way to the bottom. It will beep, and then you should have throttle control of it. Most of the microplanes work that way that I've come across. As soon as I have the weather, I'll be taken out for the maiden flight with the stock transmitter. So stay tuned for that. That's a wrap on this episode. I'll see you next time in the Tinkerz Lab.